I'm going to go ahead and share with you what I find useful about each one of these. This one here, this is about 14.6 ounces. They're all about six inches or 6.5 inches overall, and about 4.5 inches high for the most part. As I said, the weights vary. They're all about 1 to 1.3 inches in width. This gun is a 5-round, and it's empty. Fires 5 rounds. And it's reason why it's lighter. It has aluminum and steel components to it. But what I like in this is this is a performance center with an enhanced action, so it makes the trigger nicer. It's also 38 special and 38 special plus P capable. It has a double action, single action to it, and it has this extended grip in wood, which I find to be very helpful for me with my hands. That's one of the things I like about it. Plus P and has that extended grip. So why would I use this Colt Detective Special, which was made in 1994? First of all, I kind of like older guns. Colts also open differently. You pull back as opposed to slide forward like with the Smiths. One of the things though that this has going forward is it's 6 rounds. It's also all steel, which makes it a little heavier. It's a double action, single action with a 2-inch barrel versus a it's about 1.87 or something like that. I can't remember exactly on the Smiths. And it's got a nice grip to it too, and it's got this little notch down here. And so I like the fact that it has 6 rounds, okay? It can shoot plus P, but because I don't know how many plus P rounds may have been through it in its lifetime, I restrict it to 38 special. That's just me. So what I like about it is having 6 rounds. So, what about the Ruger LCR? Why would I carry this one? Well, first of all, this one's 17 ounces, so it's kind of in between the other two. The Colt's 21, and the other one is 14.6. It also has only 5 rounds, and it's empty, of course. But it's got these nice whole grips, which gives it a good grip, but it also is 357 capable. So this one will shoot 357, 38 plus P, and 38. Now, I haven't found shooting 357s to be particularly pleasurable, but you know what? And they all have fixed sights, by the way. But, it can be done. And so that could be helpful if you're carrying a 357 more full-size one, and you got a 357 rifle, maybe you're hunting, and you just want to have a backup with you. Hard to say, but that might be a thought. Once again, this one here does not have the hammer. It's double action only, so you don't have to worry about the hammer snagging on anything if you were concerned about that. Okay, so that kind of takes care of the 38s and the 357s. And what I like about this one is the versatility of the ammunition, and it handles things pretty well. It's got a nice large grip. So let's go on to our 9mm, okay? Well, since we were doing revolvers, let's continue with revolvers. Okay, this is a Ruger. You kind of press that to release it. It's a little different mechanism. Both Rugers work the same, and it's got no rounds in it. However, what's different about this is it has moon clips like this that it comes with to help it load it, because 9mm, right? Because this is a 9mm, does not have the rim like you would on a normal, like a handgun cartridge. It's not made for semi-autos, and so you need something to keep it, in the barrel, in the cylinder, and doesn't try to fall down the cylinder or something like that. So therefore, you have these clips, right, that you use with something like that. So what are the nice things about this? Once again, this is about 17 ounces. It's got the nice large grip. It's 9mm, so you want to back up for 9mm for some reason, and maybe you have a 9mm carbine too, like a CZ Scorpion or a Ruger PCC carbine or something. Plus, you have a Glock or some other semi-auto and you just want a backup for it. And it's double action, single action. Has a nice white stripe there on the sights, the fixed sights. Still fixed sights. One thing about these kind of things, I'm not going to get way into it, but you should read up on crimp creep. Sometimes when you shoot semi-auto rounds in a revolver, it has a tendency, looking at from the recoil, to cause the bullets to want to creep out. So you need to read up more on that. I'm not an expert on that, but read up on that. And when you're trying your ammunition out, you should check that out and see what the results are with that. Just something to think about further. Okay, but it does give you the versatility of having a 9mm revolver. Okay, that's what I like about it, 9mm revolver. Okay, let's take a look at the Sig Sauer P938 Legion. Magazine is empty, nothing's in the magazine. The gun is empty. We can see that the gun is empty here. There's no rounds in here. This gun is more of a 1911 style type gun. It does have night sights on it, Sig's Sig Light night X-ray night sights, and it comes with an ambidextrous safety, which when you're carrying this type of gun, you have to use the safety because this is single action only. I'm not going to get into the operation of it. You need to explore that yourself. But one of the things that a lot of 1911s have is a grip safety. This does not have that. Your only safety is the safety that you have here when you have it loaded and ready to carry. You have to have your safety engaged, and so you only have the one safety. And once again, it has 7-round mags and it's in 9mm. So what I like about it, this is an all metal construction gun. It's alloy and steel. It's got the ambi safeties on it. I happen to like 911s, and it's got night sights on it, which is handy. And it's a very small gun. It's only very thin. So that's the advantage I think of that, is it's just very small. It's very stable because it's got a little more to it, and it shoots very well for me. So lastly, let's talk about the biggest of the guns, which many people probably have a Hellcat. They have a P365, which is a little smaller than this. This is a Smith & Wesson. You can see the magazines unloaded. Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Plus in 9mm. They do make these in different calibers. And mine did not come with night sights. I had night sights, Ameriglow night sights put on it. Mine does not have a safety on it. It's a striker fired gun. So it has this little permissive there inside the trigger, but other than that, there's no manual safety on this gun. What's the advantage of this gun? Well, you have pretty much full-size performance. This is a 13-round magazine or a 10-round one, and I think they have larger ones now. So you have, the capacity and the size of a larger handgun, which also helps you control recoil and so forth. It is still 17 ounces, probably more. Just remember, these are unloaded weights. And if you add more bullets instead of the 10, instead of the 13, instead of the 10, it's going to make it heavier, probably more like 19 or something like that. But just something to be aware of. This one here you can use. I use this is my main all-around gun that would be good for home defense. If I had to use it in a pinch for that, carry, I guess, or traveling or whatever you're doing. Making sure you're in compliance with all the laws, federal laws, state, federal, city, county, whatever ordinances. Make sure you got all your permits. But this is my do-it-all kind of gun, multi-purpose in 9mm. Okay, that's the 9s.